To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers say, oh.
What's good? It's your boy Jay Varsity, and this is another episode of NBA Talk. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and all that other business. You already know what this is about. You're seeing the pictures right in front of you. We're reacting to episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance, and I just want to say personally, this was a conflicting episode. This was conflicting episodes in my opinion, because they give 2 episodes every Sunday. But the moment where Michael Jordan is talking about Kobe in those clips of the All-Star game and all that, you could just see how much they knew that Kobe had this potential. When you're hearing Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, when you're hearing everybody in the locker room talking about that young Laker kid, he gonna turn this one-on-one, and eventually it did turn to one-on-one in the All-Star game. It's like that was a cool moment. And then seeing Kobe's interview, it I'm not gonna lie, it brought chills. It brought chills because it felt like as if after I saw those 2 episodes of The Last Dance, that I felt like ESPN was literally gonna show Kobe Bryant in another interview in a segment of Sports Center. I literally felt like as if we were gonna see Kobe and talking about how he did that interview for The Last Dance right after those 2 episodes of The Last Dance. Like it was that moment was just chilling, talking about, especially when he says that I don't like talking about who would win one-on-one, because what you get from me, I got from Jordan. And that was and that's exactly, he broke it down exactly. He got what he got from Jordan. You could go on YouTube and you could look up Kobe and Jordan highlights, and they do the exact same moves. Like, maybe not to the key, because people kind of exaggerate. Their athleticism was a little different, but Kobe literally tried and did replicate Jordan's game. Like, he got the fade away. He got the iconic thing with the tongue when they're going for a drive. Like, Kobe literally took advice from Jordan and literally replicated his game, whether it was his footwork, how to break down defenders. Like, it was just really cool to know that they had that kind of connection, and Jordan himself even saw it right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, he knew that he had it. He and as he played him towards the end of his career, Jordan knew that Kobe was the next guy to take the helm of the NBA. And even after the All-Star game, their iconic game where Kobe scored 33 and then Jordan scored 36, it was that was a cool moment. That's a cool moment. You All the way to when Kobe dropped 55 again in his last game against Jordan. It was Jordan already knew this is the guy. Like, this is the guy. So yeah, I'm never gonna stop. I'm still feeling those chills right now, just seeing that, because it just doesn't feel like Kobe's gone. It just doesn't feel like Kobe's gone, and in a way, it kind of makes me feel a little. I'm feeling a little better that I still feel like Kobe's not gone, because we'll still always have the memories. We'll still always have those moments, and I'm pretty sure with all this stuff about Kobe's documentary being made and all that, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the biggest chills down our spines watching that. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's feeling this way. But yeah, that was just a cool few moments in the documentary that I was just like, damn, like this really don't feel like Kobe's gone, man. He was our MJ. Like like Jordan was literally grooming the next Jordan for our generation, and that was Kobe Bryant. But on on with the next part. What Jordan did to Clyde Drexler in the '92 finals. I think we all know what he did in the '92 finals. If you're not 12 years old, and if you're younger than 12 than 26, 27, or even or whatever age you are, you probably done your research on Jordan. It don't matter what age, but what Jordan did to Clyde Drexler was just straight savagery. When he hears the media talking about talking about him and Clyde Drexler are the same player, I was just like, I, I was just like, wow, he took this much out on Clyde Drexler. When he shot all them threes, the shrug game, looking at Magic Johnson every time he hit a three, it was the fact that this all started when he's telling him that he was going to do that while playing cards the night before. The fact that Magic knew this was going to happen. And you could never you could never have predicted that an onslaught like that would happen, because you could say, "Oh, I'm gonna go off on this dude" and all that, and you could just be like, "Okay, he's gonna go off. Yeah, all right. You're gonna act like you're gonna make every damn shot." Well, if you just looked at the highlights alone, you think Jordan made every damn shot, but in reality, and I'm not even trying to say that Jordan wasn't perfect in that game, because no NBA player is gonna be perfect, but Jordan torched Clyde Drexler. Jordan torched him, like he torched him, man. I, and for me, personally, in my opinion, that Portland Trailblazers team was the biggest mismatch in all of Jordan's finals matchups. That was the biggest mismatch with that whole Jordan versus Drexler and all that, because yes, Drexler, he was athletic, and all this other stuff, but he wasn't, to me, that on ball defender that could go at Jordan, and it it was just like, to me, that was the biggest mismatch, and that Portland team in general was a mismatch for the Bulls. Like, they didn't know how to contain Scottie Pippen. They didn't know how to contain John Paxson. It was just That's just my opinion about the '92 Blazers. But before they even got to the finals, like the battles against the Knicks, I love hearing about those battles against the Knicks. I have a whole playlist on YouTube of all Jordan's battles against the Knicks all the way through '98. Because anytime you had Jordan against Patrick Ewing and John Starks and the boys, like, those were battles. Those were battles, especially the '93 Eastern Conference Finals. But before we get to that, Jordan talking about the '92 Dream Team. I think I don't. I think Jordan just straight up lied when he said he had nothing to do with Isaiah Thomas not making the Dream Team. And I just want to make one thing clear about this, because everybody's been talking about Isaiah Thomas for the past week. I personally do not like how the media, people on Instagram, people on Twitter, and whatever social media you're using, I don't like that Isaiah Thomas is being looked at as this Darth Vader of the NBA. He's such a bad guy. Like, to me, Isaiah Thomas was just doing whatever it took to win. He was just doing whatever it took to win. And then for people saying that he's salty for not shaking Michael Jordan's hand, so what? So what? I'm getting sick and tired of hearing that he didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand on BS. Like, I'm really getting sick of that. Like, why in the heck am I gonna shake your hand when you just beat my behind in a sweep? Like, why in the hell am I gonna shake your hand? And maybe I would have shook your hand because I show sportsmanship and all that, but not everybody gonna do it. Not everybody's gonna do it. And I don't like that perception that he was a bad guy. Larry Bird didn't shake his hand when he beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. He had to run to Kevin McHale so he could give him a dap during that series. He had to go to Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was already about to dip. So yeah, the bad boy Pistons. It's not even that the bad boy Pistons get this reputation. It's Isaiah Thomas that gets this reputation of being this a-hole and all this other stuff. And then when Jordan makes that quote saying that he respected Isaiah's game, he just didn't like how he as a player he respected his competitive nature and all, but he just didn't like him as a person. I'm like, well, then a lot of people must say that about you, but then we just don't hear it. We just don't hear people talking about how they didn't like you as a person, but they liked you as a player. So I think it's once Jordan don't like somebody, a lot of other people don't, but then you get word from Isaiah. You get it from Patrick Ewing. You get it from Reggie Miller. You hear it from Kevin McHale. You hear it from Larry Bird. It's like supposedly all these people didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team, but that Jordan never said a word. Yeah, all right, Jordan. Yeah, all right. We know damn well that you were the global icon on that '92 Dream Team, and you were the face of the NBA, and you're gonna tell me that you didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team? You're gonna tell me that you didn't say that you didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. But yeah, that whole spectacle about the '92 Dream Team, how Jordan had to basically block the Reebok logo with the American flag. The '92 Dream Team was basically the redemption team because every other country loved beating the United States ass in the Olympics because they weren't allowed to use pro players. But if you want to look into that, I suggest you look into the '92 Dream Team documentary. I'm pretty sure you'll find it on YouTube somewhere. So many people have made documentaries on that already. So go on YouTube and look up the 1992 Dream Team. But after that, how this perception of Jordan being this hardcore gambler and all this, and you're seeing it in these clips, how he's playing cards, betting a ton of money, betting with security guards, and it was just, I literally have to say this. And then the fact of Jordan not getting involved in politics and all all this other BS. I literally sat there and I said, "That's the best you got." I said, "That's the best you got about how Michael Jordan would of the media's perception of Michael Jordan." Because he wasn't involved in politics, because he made that quote about Republicans wear sneakers too. Like, seriously? Like, they really drove Michael Jordan crazy because he likes to gamble. I can understand there are people with gambling problems and all that, but when you got money like Michael Jordan, and then you got and then people try to use it, There are people with actual gambling problems, and they they don't get the perception of, oh, he gambles to because he just loves the thrill of competition, but the media uses it as a positive thing for Jordan. And I guess in that time, Jordan was looked at as such an icon. The media couldn't afford for people to look at Jordan a certain way and say he's a gambling addict. No, they are saying that he had to gamble and all this other stuff to gain a competitive edge over his opponents. Listen, gambling is gambling. I don't give a damn if you use it to to lift yourself up. I don't give a damn if you use it to ease your stress. Gambling is gambling. And the way ESPN and all these people use this as a way of Jordan being ultra competitive, that was the way he learned how to that's the way he gets his drive to go at his competition in the NBA and all that. Man, stop it. The man just like to play cards. The man just like to take other people's money. Like, man, just stop it. And it's like as we keep hearing these stories about Jordan and the '90s Bulls, it's like my perception on Jordan might slowly change because this this pedestal that Jordan is on is just beyond impeccable, that people don't want it to be touched. The media doesn't want it to be touched, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of it. Like, mind you, I Michael Jordan is one of my favorite players of all time. But the more I watch this documentary, Michael Jordan is making human errors. He's just making slightly human errors. But then the media tries to use it to boost his stature instead of just leaving it alone. Like, leave it alone. It's not like he did something catastrophic, but at the same time, it's not he did something monumentally great. Come on, bro. Hey, really, seriously, I can't stand that BS. I really can't stand that BS. And then this was what was real in that next part when Jordan says, when after that iconic "I want to be like Mike" commercial, where he says you really don't want to be like Mike, that being Michael Jordan is not so great because basically you can't even walk out a hotel room and go and walk down the street without a crowd of people trying to get 100 autographs and trying to get all these interviews, because Jordan was just looked at as that global superstar, not just in sports but in the media in general. Like, so for me, Jordan feeling was he he may he could say he wasn't physically drained, but he was mentally drained. Cause I think that would drive anybody crazy. So going into that '93 season, going into the playoffs, that must have felt like heaven on earth, just being able to play basketball. But then after the game is over, you got to deal with the media 24/7. So Jordan, that right there, Jordan was like, I'm just gonna stay quiet because people were still criticizing about him not getting involved in politics, for not showing up to these events. Not, but then he admitted he didn't know much about politics, and that's the one topic I would try to avoid. That's the one topic I would try to avoid. So now you got players that are open about speaking about politics and all that, but Jordan openly admits he didn't know much about politics, so why would he speak on it? And it's true. Unless you know your facts, don't talk about something that you don't know much about. So so at the end of the day, the ESPN, Undisputed, all these other sports shows, they gotta relax with trying to make Jordan this god in sports that no that his legacy can't be hurt, but it can't be diminished. So when I see the media talk about LeBron, they talk about Kevin Durant and all these other guys, like y'all need to remember who the hell you're idolizing, and then you try to diminish the same guys that just want to have that are just trying to play the game, and they're trying to play it the right way. Like I know I go off about KD, but the guy's an amazing basketball player. But the way the media diminished LeBron and Kevin Durant and today's players by saying Jordan would average 50 is like, come on, man. Seriously. Seriously. But I'll get into that another time. But the I think Jordan was being real about being pissed about not getting the 93 MVP and then taking it out on Charles Barkley in the NBA finals, especially when he basically he softened him up for it while playing golf with him and all that, and then beating his ass in the NBA finals. When he said that was a relief, that was a moment of relief and not joy, I was like, I literally sat there and I was just like, damn, winning an NBA championship is being a stress reliever for Michael Jordan. So at that moment, and as we keep watching the documentary, as the '98 season went on, it was you're seeing how much Jordan was impacting that people in the media, other players were asking for tickets and all that other stuff because it was going to be Jordan's last game there. Jordan's iconic iconic 42 or 44 point game in his first Jordan Air Jordan ones and all. It was it was it was just that monumental feeling that Jordan was getting, that he was holding up the NBA franchise because he was the guy everybody wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see Jordan. Everybody wanted Jordan to take pictures with their kids, with their grandmas, with their parents and all that. It's like, damn, who wouldn't get mentally drained? That would be that. I can imagine any celebrity doesn't get that same feeling when they walk out in public. But the fact that you are Michael Jordan and the media perceives you to be this god, this iconic figure, and that's mentally draining. I The next episode where he talks about his retirement is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, and the fact that he when you say, "Oh, you just came off a three-peat and you want to retire," that that's just very people say it's very unlike, but then they he explains, "I was mentally drained. I can't get going at this rate, or I'm just." Where he recites the quote when he says they're gonna have to carry me off the court in order for me to stop playing. He's like, "No, man, I want to still be able to walk off the court. I don't want anybody to drag me off the court." But yeah, it may not sound like as if much went on in this episode, but A lot more did, and I'm just not connecting right through it. But I do want to spend some time and I want to actually say that the media needs to chill out with Michael Jordan trying being this perfect human being and Michael Jordan being like this ultimate competitor and all that, because Michael Jordan is human. You learn in this documentary Michael Jordan is human. Because when you hear how much he was mentally drained and all that through the 93 season, I was like, Jordan is human. So stop trying to make it seem like as if he was this ultra competitor that he had no remorse for human life and all that. Dude, he was just trying to relax. He's just trying to relax at that time. And then the criticism of Jordan is beyond unfair. I just want to get into that. The criticism of Jordan is beyond unfair because everything Jordan does is right, but then every other player does it, it's wrong. Like, to this day, I still hear about Kobe's game 7 in 2006 against Phoenix, how he refused to shoot the ball. When it was true, but that got blown out of proportion. When you hear about LeBron's series against Dallas in 2011, we're still talking about it like it's yesterday. We're still talking about it like it's yesterday, like as if no NBA player has had that moment before. When we talk about when we talk about players that don't show up in these moments, or when players don't do this right, when they don't do specific things, it's like, bro, these NBA players are human. These NBA players are human. They're trying to do things the right way. But then when you put this pedestal that they gotta be like Michael Jordan, it's like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. Jordan has had flaws. Jordan doesn't get to have all these excuses. Like I'll take for example, I hope he mentions about 95 when he lost to Orlando. I better not hear the media trying to say that he wasn't in shape, because Jordan did play pretty well in that series. Cause I don't know, the media to me is like they pick and choose who they want to lift up and who they want to try to bring down. Because look at Undisputed, for example. Every time I hear Skip Bayless talk, I just change the channel. I change the channel every time I hear Skip Bayless talk, because nothing he says is ever factual. Nothing Skip Bayless says is ever factual. And I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is the best basketball analyst, but at least he's the realist. At least he knows, and he's been in that limelight of being an athlete, and he's like, you gotta chill out with the Jordan nonsense. Like, y'all really gotta chill out when you call him the greatest of all time, and basically you try to give him this resume that no other NBA player is gonna ever get. No, don't do that. Quit adding to his resume that he would be this unstoppable player in today's game. Not everybody will be unstoppable. Any player would be great in any era, but we can't compare eras because times were different, rules were different. It was like, that's why comparing eras is almost ridiculous as it is fun. We would love to see what LeBron and KD would have done in Jordan's era. We would have loved to see what Jordan would do in this era. We would have loved to see Magic Johnson in this era of point guards. We would have loved to see a prime Shaq in today's era when we got guys like Giannis who play just like him, dominating the paint. So comparing eras is great, but at the same time, it gets a little ridiculous when the media over exaggerates, because at least other people will try to be more realistic. Jordan is not averaging 60 in today's NBA. But But yeah, that's just my opinion, that people just need to relax when they go on these media tirades on how great Michael Jordan is, and they basically try to bring down other players to lift up Jordan. And it's not just media; you got other fans that do that too. At the same time, it's like, y'all, you need to relax. You need to really relax. Jordan is not perfect, and the more I watch this, I'm gonna learn that Michael Jordan was not just not perfect, but he was human. He was human, but you guys put him on this pedestal. So yeah, I believe I covered everything I needed to cover. I believe I said what I need to say. That not from this point on, the media needs to relax with Michael Jordan. They need to relax with Jordan would do this, Jordan would do this, Jordan would do that. Like he was perfection. Jordan was not perfection. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all I'm gonna be talking about when it comes to episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance. I can't wait for episodes 7 and 8. Especially, they're bringing up one of the topics that with Jordan getting thrown out of practice, Jordan's retirement playing baseball. Hopefully, they talk about how Scottie Pippen was trying to get out that shadow of Michael Jordan during his time away from the Bulls. But yeah, I'm loving this documentary. It makes Michael Jordan look more human to me, and I hope the pedestal that they put Michael Jordan on gets lowered just a little bit, because the mountaintop that they make for this Mount Rushmore players, and they make Michael Jordan look so untouchable, is not fair for other NBA players. And hopefully you look more deeper into depth of who the players that you idolize, and you take more into perception of who you criticize. Cause those same players that you criticize are also trying to be like Mike, and you're not giving them the opportunity to be. You're not giving them the opportunity to be, or you're being way too harsh to just enjoy greatness. That's the quote of this whole documentary. Just enjoy greatness. Enjoy these athletes while they're here, while they're still in the game. Enjoy the memories that they leave. Enjoy the memories that they leave. Yeah, you might not like some of the stuff that they do. They might have their bad moments, but every human does. But yeah, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys stay safe. Pay attention to the news, not constantly, because you'll drive yourself crazy. I know I'm not, but I'm doing what I gotta do, putting on my mask and all that other nonsense. But yeah, be careful, stay safe, like, comment, and subscribe if you like basketball content. Sorry that this is the only thing that I've been talking about on a weekly basis, but this is the only form of basketball content that we got right now. This is your boy J Varsity. Stay safe. I'm out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of